Good evening, everyone. It is July 2nd of 2016. We are the Dastardly Gentlemen. My name is Neil, and this is Frank. Say hello, Frank.
Hello.
Oh. Oh.
Do you like my soft, buttery tones?
Nice try. I'm the buttery guy. Wait.
You are the buttery guy. You butter my biscuit.
Yeah. Just stop. Alright. So tonight we're talking about comic book movies.
And why they're bad.
And why some of them are good.
And others really aren't.
One of my topics that I'd like to talk about, the limitations based on studios. You know how you never see the X-Men and the Avengers together and shit like that because of copyrights and, studios and such.
Right. Because you have 21st Century Fox owning the rights to X-Men, and then you've got Disney Marvel owning the rights to the Avengers, and then the mass hysteria that breaks down between.
Doesn't Sony own Spider-Man?
I know they did.
But then they got together with Disney.
I think they gave it up. They gave it up like a drunken prom date.
Which, I mean, Disney is taking over everything. It's just a matter of time.
Here's the thing about Disney taking stuff over. They take stuff over, and then they make it good.
I
Like,
know.
it'd be one thing if, they took something over and then they made it garbage. But I mean, my God, everything that they've done, they've made fantastic. And they've got they've got Marvel, they've got all their Pixar movies. I don't think Disney has ever made a subpar animated movie, to my knowledge.
They have, but they're typically straight to video.
Well, okay,
like
I get-
Mulan 2.
okay, fair enough. I mean, those are your pretty obvious, like cash grabs.
Yeah.
Like, I guess I'll give that to you. But yeah, no, the studio is hugely dependent on why the movie is terrible or not. But you would think that the source material and then the fandom would be able to make up that difference, but goddamn, DC, you're killing me.
I mean, DC is garbage.
Killing me.
I mean,
Like-
they got the Dark Knight trilogy, right? But that was primarily because of Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, but then even that it was it's a better take than it's better take than Nipple Batman. You got to remember, just before that, the last one that we had was George Clooney. So it's we were literally at this point we'll take anything. I mean, anything not Batman with built-in ice skates and nipples and revenge is the best of gold.
But it wasn't like it was just, okay, this is good in comparison. It was good on its own. I mean,
It was the first one was it was all right, but it also had Liam Neeson in it, and he basically makes almost any movie good except for A Million Ways to Die in the West.
you didn't like that movie?
I don't even want to talk to you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Dastardly Gentlemen. We can't have this podcast anymore because he liked that piece of shit movie.
You know what's funny is I was probably one of the only ones laughing in the theater.
I don't doubt that, but I get that too because there are parts like in The Conjuring where they're all like, "Oh, mommy, don't hurt my mommy," and I'm laughing, and I don't know why nobody else gets it. So
That's a horror movie, Frank.
wait, are you being serious?
You're not supposed. I mean, if it was like Evil Dead or something like that, that was a horror movie. That's clearly just a comedy.
So the Evil Dead. We're talking comic book movies, but this is also movie-to-movie adaptation. The Evil Dead, the most recent Evil Dead, was probably my favorite theater-going experience in the universe to date.
I still haven't seen it.
It was really, really good. I enjoyed the movie all by itself, but in my experience of going to the movie, this is the only tangent I'll go off on. I swear. When I went to go, I can't swear that, but there was a guy that was there who was in front of me, and he was this. He was one of those guys. He's terrified of everything, and to preface that, I don't get scared at movies. I don't really usually get scared at anything. So in order for me to enjoy things, because I love horror, in order for me to enjoy it, I have to be around somebody else who can, be scared by it for me to enjoy it. So this guy sitting in front of me, I went to go see it, and he panicked everything. Like he's all, but he was one of those guys. There's only like 12 people in the theater. He was one of the guys going like, "Oh, bitch, don't go in there! Oh no! Oh no, no, no! Oh, bitch, you crazy!" Oh my god, it was the best. Like there's a scene in it. I mean, like I don't even care if it's spoilers. She licks a because it's in the Red Band trailer, but she licks a box cutter, and it cuts her tongue in half, and she forks it. And this dude, I mean, he was like, oh my Jesus, oh my baby Jesus. I was about to wee my cute little khakis all over my socks and sandals because this dude was just killing me.
Oh man.
I was dying.
Have you have you had a chance to see the Evil Dead TV series?
No, and I probably won't.
It's actually not bad, but it's I don't know. I watched the first 3 or 4 episodes and I was entertained, but I was like, all right, that's all I need to see.
So something like that. That's like obviously. I mean, it's obviously kind of like cash grab, garbage nonsense.
No,
Do
it
you,
wasn't a cash grab. I don't think.
do
I
you
mean,
think that you would enjoy something like the Suicide Squad?
that was actually what I was going to ask you about next.
Beat you to it.
I don't know. I mean, when's the last movie you've ever watched with Will Smith in it that was good?
Uh,
Yeah,
uh,
silence.
Man, I don't know. Independence Day?
That's what I was thinking. I Am Legend was decent.
No, it wasn't. Shut
Oh
up.
shit,
It's fucking terrible.
I enjoyed it.
That movie was boring from start to finish. I cured cancer, therefore I made zombies. I'm sorry, what? I mean, that's being like, hey, I mean, well, no, I mean, I'm pretty sure there is a movie where, like, I made a cure for Alzheimer's, and then, like, a world-ending plague broke out. I'm, I don't, what? That's like, I don't know. How did that? Because here's the thing: not everybody has cancer. Why did everyone take the drug?
It turned airborne, man, didn't it? It
I
turned
don't, I don't remember. The movie was literally so fucking boring to me that I just I
no,
couldn't I couldn't get into it. And then the ending, the fact that they have like a dual ending, one where he lives, one where he dies, and then I'm like, I actually like the one where he dies because I want him to die.
well, most people like the one where he dies better
Because
because
I
that's
hate
how apparently according to the book, that's how it went down. I mean,
right.
according to the book, he was the bad guy.
Kinda. I
He
mean, like he develops a cure and then he gives it to somebody and then they take it to somebody else.
yeah.
And they take it to like the last like vestige of civilization. I wanted him to die because he's a terrible actor with giant ears. And he upset me and he yelled at another Frank a whole bunch in that movie. God damn it, Frank. And you know what? Fuck him. He has no right to yell at another Frank. He's a terrible actor. Fuck him.
So yeah, it's been a while since he's actually made a decent movie. I don't know. It looks like I've seen movies with trailers that were shitty, and vice versa. I've seen movies with great trailers, and they were shitty. So I don't know. It could be good. I really do like Jared Leto. I think he's a great actor. I think he's done some good stuff, and I really like 30 Seconds to Mars, and I'm not afraid to admit it.
I do not doubt that he is a talented actor. That being said, this Joker is trash. I mean, like, he is trash, he's garbage, he's terrible. I said that about Heath Ledger, but I was wrong about Heath Ledger. I don't feel like I'm gonna be wrong about Jared Leto. He looks like shit, he acts like shit, he's got a fucking speech impediment because he's got a big ass grill. I don't understand. I don't understand what the fuck they were thinking. I don't know why. This is a problem with the difference between DC movies and Marvel movies, where Marvel's like, we've got these characters, and we're gonna make them pretty much like the comic books in here. But then DC's like, we're gonna go dark. Where's Rachel? and, and I'm like, where are my characters? Because you got Jared Leto playing the Joker, and like I guess he did a bunch of weird shit on set, and for some reason that's supposed to endear. No, it doesn't. It doesn't endear me to him at all because fuck him. He still looks stupid. He
Well,
looks Neil, he looks fucking retarded.
I agree. He looks stupid, especially with the whole tattoos thing. That really
Everyone
irritated
in
me.
this fucking movie looks fucking stupid, and Killer Croc wasn't even in the goddamn Suicide Squad because you can't control him. It was Killer Shark, or what? Great Shark, whatever the fuck his name was, and he died. He was like one of the first ones. Neil, he was one of the first ones who fucking died. Stupid. It's stupid.
So
And Deadshot's fucking retarded, and he makes a bunch of stupid Will Smithy comments.
one-liners, yeah.
Like, oh, let's go save the world. Fuck you. Fuck you. That's stupid. I mean, like, they take everything about the character, and then they just kind of like two girls, one cup it. And I'm just... The only character they've got right that I've seen so far in both the trailer and in the still shots, God help me, is Captain Boomerang. And I mean, just because he is the most blatantly offensive, stereotyped character in this entire thing. You can't possibly get him wrong. Can't possibly.
Oh, don't say that. You know they can't.
I know, but I mean, like, look, he's a boomerang chucking, Aussie beer swilling motherfucker. That's his character. Boom, done. And I mean, they basically nailed it. I mean, this guy's even got mutton chops, so you should love him.
Fuck you. Oh my god, you and your mutton chops kick.
Dude, mutton chops are fantastic.
Oh man, so Suicide Squad probably gonna
Awful.
be shit,
Terrible.
but gonna see it anyways.
I don't even know if I want to.
I'm probably not gonna see it in theaters, but I know.
I have a feeling that when this movie comes out, my favorite part of the movie is going to be the credits at the end. Because thank God it's finally over.
Oh, you're gonna last that long?
I might not. I mean, I actually just pulled up a picture of Jared Leto playing the Joker, and I'm literally just like, I don't want to do this.
No.
And like, you know, they've apparently got, I guess Batman's in it, you know, and
Well, yeah.
you know, or Batflag, whatever the fuck you want to call him. And you know, I feel like that is the next elephant in the room that needs to be discussed.
I don't know. I didn't watch Batman vs Superman.
Okay, well, let me tell you, don't. It was trash. I think I was the only, because I went to go see it in the middle of the afternoon. I think I was literally the only person in the theater who has ever actually read a Superman and or Batman comic in my life.
Yeah.
And I spent a lot of time going, what the fuck? And like, general explosions of emotion from me were, what? Like, why? Like, I mean, okay, so like the Avengers, God love the Avengers, because like they made it so that comic books could still be okay. They're like my golden shore, my Elysium for comic book movies, because they're so good and they're basically accurate. And like, you know, even if they don't follow the story precisely, they still follow the characterization.
Sure.
But DC, it's like they don't even remember who the fuck these guys are. This is like Batman written by your uncle that kind of got hit by a bus one time, but he's basically okay. You know, he's sitting there writing and be like, and Batman solves crime, and he's huge, so he kills people. That's it, he kills people. And Batman uses guns. And I'm going to have Batman stab a guy to death and stick him to the wall. And I'm watching this movie as all of this takes place. And I'm like, what? What? Batman, I mean, like, you know, you can get, okay, so like the Arkham Knight game, you can get in with, like, you know, where you kind of get into some, like, you know, Batman did kill that guy, you know, but, like, he did, like, the game, you know, well, you're pretty sure that guy's dead.
Yeah.
But like, you know, but it's Batman, so he didn't. Like, he's driving the Batmobile, and he's got an electrified field around it, so it tases somebody. But the Batmobile still weighs like 12 tons, and it's still driving it in like 96 miles an hour, and you still hit that guy head on. You know what I mean? Like, electric field didn't carry him to safety. You know, I mean, like, you shoot guys with beanbags in that game. He shoots him in the fucking head. Neil, he shoots him in the head with these beanbags. You hit a guy with a beanbag, it's going like 2,300 feet per second. That's literally throwing a rock at somebody with the fist of a god. I'm like, that guy's dead. I mean, like, We're talking stone cold. Talking like RKO from like the 10th floor.
Dead or in a coma forever.
Yeah, I mean, like Batman's like, I did justice, so he pegs this guy with a rubber bullet, and then that guy's in traction, literally forever. And so, but then so then you got Batman versus Superman. He kills people. He just kills people, and then I'm gonna spoil it. I don't even care. I'm gonna spoil this movie for you because it's terrible. It's 3 hours of a movie I'm gonna save you from having to watch. He hates Superman through this whole fucking movie. I mean, we're talking everything that he does, every plan that he hatches is to fuck over Superman in some way. And then you got Lex Luthor, who incidentally was completely garbage because he didn't play Lex Luthor, he played the Joker. And people are like, oh, he's Alexander Luthor, he's not Lex Luthor, he's his son. He played the Joker. Jesse Eisenberg, I think it was it.
Yeah.
He played the Joker in this movie. And you know what? If they'd have said he's the Joker, he did a banging job because he had all the mannerisms of being the Joker. But then at one point he gets the Kryptonian ship from Man of Steel and he is in complete control of it.
Oh.
What? He just mysteriously knows how to do it. And when I was talking about, he mysteriously knows how to operate the entire ship from one point to the other. And someone says to me, well, he's a genius. And I'm like, it doesn't matter how much of a fucking genius you are. If you've never seen a thing, you've never seen a thing. If you don't know what it is, you don't know what it is. There's no secret to be had because you don't fucking know anything about it. But for some reason he does. And he literally just walks in and just starts the fucking thing up.
Just turn the key, man.
Yeah, I mean, he wanders into this pool of I'm gonna go ectoplasm or ship jizz, and it's just like I'm gonna cut my hand and put it in the water, and for some reason that works. It's Kryptonian technology. We're talking like top tier stellar travel. Why is it opened with a blood pact? Is that where we get? Is that the next level of technology? You just cut your hand and then you open your refrigerator.
You become one with the device.
Yeah, I mean, and then the machine's like, bruh, this is made for Kryptonians, and he's like, I don't care, okay, and it just gives him a pass, And I'm like, but I don't understand. I don't understand how he could do that. And then he gets Zod's body, and somehow he knows that sticking him in the ship jizz with his blood will turn Zod into Abomination, or not Abomination, Doomsday. And I'm like, that is the lamest contrivance ever. And so then you go back to Batman v Superman, which would have been a really good fight if it wasn't full of so much fucking crying, angsty bullshit. And I could not understand why. I couldn't understand why it was happening. And so Batman makes a spear out of kryptonite, which is a really cute idea. And so then he makes a spear. He makes a spear out of kryptonite. Great. He's gonna stab Superman. So then the fight, and it's brutal and it's long, and he keeps poisoning Superman because he's hitting him with kryptonite dust, which I quite honestly think would have just killed him.
Yes.
I mean, you're inhaling a radioactive substance that's specifically deteriorating to you. That's death.
Yes.
I mean, you're basically huffing VX. So Superman wasn't making it out of one. But poof.
Let me just cough it up a little bit there.
Yes, he was just as you literally watch his eyes sink into his skull and he just liquefies. But then you've got Superman fighting with Batman, and it's basically one-sided. Batman is just kicking the living Jesus Christ to Superman, which I found amusing. I mean, it was basically one of those moral conundrums for Superman, where Superman's attempting to not fight with Batman because he's a person, he doesn't want to hurt him, doesn't want to kill him, blah, blah, blah. You didn't have a fucking problem killing Zod in the first one, though. Snap the fucker's neck. And then the time where I literally threw my hands up and just guffawed at this movie was when Superman The plot device is that Superman's mom has been kidnapped by Lex Luthor, and he is going to kill her if he doesn't kill Batman, which is stupid
Yes.
by itself.
Yes.
So then their fight. So Superman's mom's name is Martha. Okay, stick with me. I'm gonna just. I know what you're gonna. Okay, Batman's mom's name is Martha. So they're fighting, and Superman's about to get stickered with the little shish kebab of the gods, and he goes, "Oh, he's gonna kill Martha." And Batman's all, "Why did you say that name? How do you know that name?" And then Lois Lane ex machina, out of nowhere shows up, and she's all, "It's the name of his mom," and they instantly become besties. Not kidding. He tosses the spear, looks at his hands like, "Oh, what have I done?" And then he's all, "I swear to you, Martha won't die this day." And I'm like, "You have got to be fucking kidding me." What difference does it make? Why does it matter what his fucking mom's name is? His mom could be Mary, not like just a Mary, the Mary. Would have killed this man not even 5 fucking minutes before. I mean, like, why? I don't get you. I don't understand. I want to know who was writing it and been like, plot twist. Oh god, it was probably M. Night Shyamalan. Oh, M. Night Shyamalan helped write fucking Batman versus Superman, didn't he?
I don't know.
No, I'm going to blame him anyway. I'm going to blame him anyway because I bet whoever did that probably took one of his correspondence classes on how to write a good structured story. Fuck that. So, but then, oh, the best part was Wonder Woman because they didn't give her enough screen time to really fuck her up. So, because she wasn't there long enough,
Yeah.
They made her a decent character. And what blows my mind about DC is that they can take this huge budgeted film and just just take that dirty skank downtown to Pound Town and really fuck it up in literally every way. And they have tons of little cameos in there.
Yeah.
Which basically no one's gonna know. I mean, like, they make little hints, and I'm like, that's stupid. The Justice League bullshit. It's exactly what I was afraid it was going to be. It was a security camera footage of the various Justice Leaguers just showing up. One of them was Jason Momoa, who I was really concerned about being Aquaman, and my concerns were justified because he's in a sub or whatever, and then they show him kind of, he's looking at the camera like he's confused, like he's an actual fish. Like, I mean, because he said in Conan he was channeling a lion. I think this time he might have been channeling Dory. So he just wasn't really sure what he was looking at, and then he looked like he forgot for a second. And then he just took off, and then he attacked the cameraman, which was random. And like, and then, but like when you're looking at him, he's clearly holding his breath, like his cheeks are puffed. I mean, oh god.
All right. Hey.
CG's so much of this movie.
Hey. It's all right, buddy. It's okay.
It's not all right. It's not all right.
Oh,
But then
it's not all right.
it's not all right.
We're gonna move on.
I know, because this is bringing me to my next point, that DC makes fantastic animated movies that follow the characters perfectly, have
Oh.
fantastic stories.
Yeah, I was gonna.
So what the fuck? So how come they can take a multi-million-dollar project and screw it into the ground, but then they take a low-budget direct-to-DVD and it's so fucking good? Explain to me.
I don't know, but how hyped are you for The Killing Joke?
I mean, like, the fact that Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill are both coming back to reprise their roles as Batman and Batman and the Joker, respectively. I am super excited, and the art that I've seen from it already has me beyond ecstatic. Like,
You're excited. Feel these nipples. I am all about that shit. I am so excited. Actually, when I went out to Havasu a month and a half ago, I decided I was going to walk through Hastings, and because I had nothing better to do, and they had the actual comic there on sale, and that's one of two comics I actually own now. It's still in the cellophane. I don't want to open it.
I loved that comic. It was unreasonably good. The writing was fantastic. The art was fantastic. The moral was fantastic, and the monologue that the Joker has when Gordon's in the funhouse is one of the most stirring and revealing of the Joker's of the depth of the Joker's character that has ever been written. I mean, it really expounded on him as being more than just like the anarchist, where
Sure.
he was actually kind of a person beyond being just batshit crazy.
Yep. Nah, I'm super excited for that shit.
Hmm
I don't know if they're gonna be showing it in theaters, but I will totally watch that in theaters.
They, if we're lucky, they won't. I would love to see them put in the theaters, but as soon as you take it, to me, it's like a curse. As soon as you're like, I'm going to put a DC movie in the theater, it just has a total meltdown, a crisis of conscience.
I don't know. I don't think Mark Hamill would have fucking signed on to it if it were gonna be a bomb.
I know. I don't think so either, but I mean, like, if it's like with this Suicide Squad one, it's like we're going to take a pretty good concept and we're going to put it in the theater. Obviously, we need a bunch of butt cheeks and one-liners.
Oh yeah, just to freaking draw the crowds in. I'm super excited that it's gonna be rated R.
I am too. I think isn't this the first DC animated that's actually rated R?
Yes,
I think that is definitely the case.
I'm super excited. Batman animated series was my one of my all-time favorite cartoons.
So good though. I mean, if you're gonna have one, that's gonna be one of your best of all time. I mean, like at least you picked a really good one.
Yeah, I mean, just everything about it. The animation could have been better, but I mean, it was 90s, so
It was like 90, 92, 93.
yeah. So I'm not too mad about it, but everything about it. I mean, every single episode had a s- a meaning to it, a moral, a fucking something that made you think, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't just mindless Batman beats the bad guy up bullshit. It was an introspection into every single character,
Oh yeah.
villains and Batman alike, and that's one of the things that is great about Batman, and that's why I like Batman way better than Superman or any other fucking DC superhero, because of the fact that it's not really Batman per se, it's the villains in Batman, and I think that's the best villains of in pretty much any super comic book at all.
The Joker was voted for IGN repeatedly voted number one villain of all time.
Oh yeah, and they're just
And that's of everything.
yeah, and I'm perfectly fine with that because he's not just a one-dimensional character.
Mm-mm.
He's got so many dimensions to him, and it's not like he's got a. And you see it perfectly in the Dark Knight, where he's not he's chaotic evil. So yeah, he is all about chaos and anarchy, but there's reasons behind it. It's not just I'm here to make your life hell.
Right.
It's
He does things specific for a specific purpose. I mean, like the thing that's interesting about the Joker that I've always loved how they've displayed is that the way he portrays doing a thing, and it looks like it's just like nonsense.
yeah,
But then you find out that no, this is why he did it, and like even he doesn't seem to know why he did it. But like it's like deep down, he knows that he had a reason for it,
oh
and
yeah,
it didn't just happen just to happen. I mean, like he sets it up; it happened way later down the road, but like he might not even know why.
yeah,
I mean, because I mean, like you got to think about he consistently fights the world's greatest detective, who is also one of the smartest people on the planet, who is also who is the pinnacle of human evolution, who knows literally every martial arts on the planet, and so I mean, yeah, I mean, a guy learns to start thinking a little bit ahead
sure,
when whenever Batman literally slams down in front of you with the superhero drop, and you go, well, this is gonna really hurt
yeah,
because I mean, he's got me by about 200 pounds. I mean, I'm gonna be fighting a gorilla.
yeah, basically, and that's one of the things with the Joker. He never really fought. Well, he did, but he tried to avoid direct hand-to-hand combat with Batman at any given time because he'd lose, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna get the kicked out of him, and I mean, like he's a psychopath, but I mean, like he still doesn't like to get his jaw fucking broken.
He's not an idiot.
Yeah, he's a psychopath, not a moron.
Yeah, and then the lines that Heath Ledger said at the end of The Dark Knight basically defines it perfectly. When he says that this is what happens when unstoppable force meets an immovable object, and that we're destined to do this forever. And that that basically right there was the cliff notes of their rivalry.
Hmm.
And
Did
because
you ever read or watch shit, what's it called? The Dark Knight Returns.
no, I did not.
You owe it to yourself to do so as a Joker fan.
Okay,
So if the opportunity ever arises, you should give that a shot because it is really it's very Joker centric.
good, 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 good. If there were any comic book movies that have been made that you'd want to have as a do-over, like to remake it and do it well, which one would it be?
Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
There's literally almost like an infinite number of ways that you could have done it to make it better, and the fact that it was so bad. I guess actually maybe Man of Steel, because Man of Steel was really good up until the end whenever he killed Zod. As soon as because the problem with it is that as soon as he killed Zod, he opened it up where the infallible Superman is now the when push comes to shove is capable of murder.
Sure.
And the problem with that is that made it okay for the rest of the Justice League to follow. So then you get Superman or get Batman in the next one where, you know, Superman's already committed murder, so people have already had that aggrandized into their mind that he is capable of this. So then it's not beyond logic that if someone as superpowered as Superman needs to kill someone every once in a while, then just a regular human like Batman, it shouldn't be beyond reason. But the problem is that they went full tilt with it, and Batman killed a lot of people. I mean, like they talk about this big fight scene that was supposed to be really brutal and very Batman-esque. He killed everyone in the room.
Oh.
He didn't just knock them out. I mean, he literally killed these guys, and it's like that's not okay. That was the thing about Batman: no killing under any circumstances. That's what differentiated him between the the gallery of rogues. Like because the Joker would kill just cause.
Yeah.
The Penguin would kill when it suited him, or just cause. Batman never killed. That was what set him. That was what made him superior.
Yeah.
And that same thing with Superman. He never killed because Superman is so powerful. If he killed someone, now he's that hope. And now that if he's willing to take a life in any context, people now have a right to be afraid of him. Because now if you cross Superman enough, he will kill you.
He'll fucking kill you.
I mean, so that was why as soon as he killed Zod, I was like, this is not Superman. This isn't this movie is officially trash. Just like as soon as Batman was sentencing people to die in Batman v Superman, it ceased to be Batman.
Yeah.
And it made no sense to me because like the whole point of it and the whole reason why he was mad was because Superman had killed Earthlings. And that and if they wanted to go that route and Batman v Superman and still keep that he killed Zod, then Batman needed to be peerless in his justice.
Sure.
He needed to not kill at all, so that whenever he goes toe to toe with Superman, he's bringing him down because he's a murderer, and he goes against Batman's ideals of justice. But Batman fucking kills people. So I mean, like if your argument is I'm going against him because he's responsible for killing Earthlings, motherfucker, you just killed that guy. Superman's murder supposedly was when fighting someone who's attempting to end the planet, a building fell on someone. Your version of murder was that guy cried mercy and you stabbed him to death. I mean, like, there's a huge difference.
You want to know what my redo movie would be?
I would love to know.
And this might come as a surprise, but Spawn.
No, that's not a surprise because that movie was fucking that movie was finally fermented garbage truck juice.
Yeah, it's so bad. It had so much potential to be a good movie.
What do you think caused it to be shit?
The writers. It had the right actors. It
No.
had. Oh, come on. Michael Jai White is awesome.
John Leguizamo was awful. Michael
eh,
Chabot is also a terrible actor.
John Leguizamo is awesome in certain settings,
And
but
this is one.
well, yeah, okay. Him playing a clown character, he's a comedian. Okay, I don't know.
They were stretching.
They were trying hard,
I think it was
but
because they're like I think they're like oh because he just didn't he just do like a series of like movies that made him fairly popular like around that same time.
yeah, I'm primarily the pest. But I mean, in like movies like Empire, he's fucking great when he plays a serious role. Or if you ever watch John Wick, he has a very small part in there.
Oh, John Wick. Oh
Yeah,
my sweet Jesus, that movie
but
was everything I wanted.
oh yeah, it was a great movie. But he
It
had a
was,
small part, and
it was the Matrix. It was the sequel to the Matrix I wanted.
but yeah, John Leguizamo had a very small part in there, and he played it perfect. You know, not even mad about it.
No, he's great. Whew.
But
No.
you know, it had Martin Sheen in it.
Mhm.
Anything with Martin Sheen in it, I would consider good, but not this.
No, but I mean, like it's like the Batman v Superman. You had Ben Affleck, and then you had Jeremy Irons. Even they can't,
Yeah,
pull it like that out of them. I mean, shitty is shitty.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Martin Sheen, God bless him for trying.
So yeah, it had a decent cast. They had potential. I mean, the source material. I love Spawn. Like the comics, the
So
fucking
good.
HBO special, so good.
That cartoon, oh my God! What is
It's
it about animated shit? Oh, it's, mwah,
yeah, it's
mwah,
wonderful.
so good.
So yeah, if they could just take another swing at and it had an amazing soundtrack.
Yes,
And that I mean the soundtrack alone made more money than the fucking movie.
I
but
I believe that.
but just give it another chance and fucking stick to the source material. God damn it.
It's funny to me because whenever I was in college, we did a lot of theater blocking where we did the storyboards and things like that, and all of my teachers have always told me that the storyboards were the hardest part about doing any kind of like movie or animated anything. And what always blew me away about comic books in particular is the storyboard's already been done for you. I mean, like, so, like, if you, so deviating so heavily from the source material has always made no sense to me. Where you have some, like 300, which went almost panel for panel,
Sure.
and the movie was
I
glorious.
love the 300.
It was so good, and it stuck with it. I mean, it went. I mean, it even almost went as far as to be artistically identical,
Yeah. And
and and it
that
was
was done by Zack Snyder,
right.
which also did Batman vs Superman.
I know. What the fuck? And then but then on the other hand, you've got The Watchmen, which was critically bombed by even people that like the comics because it went almost frame for frame, and they said that it was too similar to the comic. I don't understand that because the comic was super good,
Yeah.
and the movie flowed really well with it. So then we take something like Spawn, which tackles really tough subjects on morality, like child abuse, drug abuse, domestic violence, the occult, the illusion or collusion of heaven and hell, and but then you attempt to deviate from that and just make like kind of like basically a subpar action movie. Why did you deviate? I mean, like the very first two volumes of Spawn begin and end. There was actual conclusion within the first two volumes.
Yes.
Why did you deviate whenever that is in essence a movie?
Yeah.
And I don't understand why they would do that. And I mean, I think this is who did that? Was it 21st Century? I think. Let me look.
I don't know.
I'm gonna look because I want to know. I want to know who to blame. I want to know who to blame for that because I love that movie. I loved. I love Spawn. Hate the movie.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. It's got a 5.2 on IMDb. That is being very very generous.
Yeah. There's not a whole lot of 5.2 movies out there though.
That
But
is still being really generous. It doesn't
those,
even say.
those are likely the diehard fans that are glad it was, made into a movie. At least recognize that it should have been made into a movie.
I always feel that like if you say as soon as you say, well, at least it's you might as well just shut up because you've officially just accepted that it's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I
And,
agree.
and so, yeah, no, I don't know who made this, but shame on you. Shame on you. You're a terrible, shitty person.
What did you think about the Thor movies?
The Thor movies. Oh man, I you know I actually really liked the Thor movies. I liked all of them.
I only watched the first one. I still have yet to see the second one, but I wanted to tell a quick little story about Thor.
Go for it.
This has nothing to do with the comic book movies or anything like that, but it's still a funny story nonetheless. So, a few years back, I was living with a girl who had moved from Florida to Arizona to live with me, which I thought was special. So we were living together for a while, and she had a tendency to be a tease. Like at one point, one night she was, you know, doing her teasy thing, and she basically said, "You know what? I know you're all turned on and everything now, but I'm gonna go play some World of Warcraft." And she just fucking bailed. I got real pissed because I was butt ass naked. I got real pissed. Ran around the house, fucking dragged my feet on that carpet, walked up to her with my erect dick, poked her in the face, and shot her with static electricity via my dick.
Oh no, your thunder from down under.
She wasn't even mad. She was just like, "Oh my god, that actually happened." And I'm like, "Oh my god, that actually happened. I'm a god.
I
My
mean,
dick. It is Thor's hammer. You call it Mjolnir right now."
only only those who are responsible enough can wield the power. For he for he who shall ever swallow shall wield the powers of Mjolnir.
So what? Okay, let's start wrapping this up. What is your favorite comic book movie?
Animated or not animated?
Whatever.
Oh man, I don't know because like the thing about Marvel is that every movie they do is great.
Yep.
Like they've even done a bunch of animated movies and they're fantastic. Oh
Oh
my
yeah,
god.
I've seen a few on Netflix.
Jesus, probably the Civil War.
Okay.
It
Okay.
was really really good.
Do you have an honorable mention?
Man, there's so many. It's almost not even a fair. It's almost not even fair. It would definitely be a DC comic movie. There's a Batman. It wasn't Batman and Robin. What the hell is it called? I can't remember off the top of my head now. But it's the one where Batman's son comes to live with him, and then it's him, and it's Batman, it's Nightwing, and then it's Damian being the new Robin, and that was super good. I really liked that. Oh shit! And the Suicide Squad. The Suicide Squad animated movie was also ultra level good.
Huh.
Which is why I will be judging the new one, the movie, by that because
Fair enough.
DC already fucking did it once. I mean, they just if they take that and then they make that, it's great.
Yeah.
That if they don't, man, fuck you guys.
Well, I have a favorite, and then I have two honorable mentions. My favorite, I, I, I didn't list it when I wrote up the talking points, but now that I'm thinking about it, it is The Dark Knight by far. I mean, that movie is a masterpiece to me.
It was good.
Uh, but my two honorable mentions, which I had written down, Iron Man, the original, with
Okay.
Robert Downey Jr.
Uh huh.
That's what got me really liking Marvel movies. And it really was the first Marvel movie that hit that, segued everything else into the Avengers. And then The Punisher with Thomas Jane. I actually really like that movie. I think it gets a lot of flack because of poor writing, poor acting. And I think that might be my second movie that I would want to have redone. But that was the first movie I saw, comic book movie, that was just brutal. Like, the dude's fucking family plus extended family get massacred on screen. It wasn't like it was oh, this is my past. No, it happened. You saw it. People were gunned down.
Yeah.
So it was the first time you saw death on screen in a comic book movie, for one. For two, there's lots of cursing in it. That's great. They didn't pull any punches with it, and I appreciate that. So, and I've watched it probably about 30 times. I think Thomas Jane was a great Punisher, and I think the little short that they made, what was it called, Dirty Laundry or whatever,
Something like that.
that was amazing, and he should get another chance. But as far as this John Bernthal guy, Mr. Scumbag Shane from The Walking Dead, he did a really good job too. I liked him.
Yeah.
Maybe they should make a movie with him.
We need to talk about your choices. I am going to bring up some things. First of all, okay, I'll give you the Iron Man 1. What did you think about Iron Man 3?
Is that the one where
The Mandarin.
the Mandarin and he had a whole bunch of suits at the end?
Yeah.
That were, like automated.
Yeah.
I liked it, but I don't like how they portray the Mandarin.
Movie was absolute tosh. I mean, it was ground up Chuck water, fuck you in a can. Yeah. I actually take back what I said because I forgot about that because I tried to block it out. It was actually, I like almost all Marvel movies, but that was the one to me that I was like, this is trash.
Yeah.
And the fact that they had Ben Kingsley being the Mandarin, I was so excited. And then when it comes out and it was just, he wasn't the Mandarin, and he was just some British asshole, some poorly lowly paid thespian who probably sucks dick for caveats. It made me crazy. And he was so, I mean, he was such a good actor at being a bad actor. And then they took all the mystique and all the hope that I had for the Mandarin character and just shit on it. And I was so angry, and I walked out of that movie theater, and a lot of people were like, oh, that movie was good. And I actually, there was a guy in the parking lot, and he was like, I really liked it. And I pointed him, I said, you are a fucking idiot. and I was like, you're an idiot, you obviously don't read, you probably use books to prop up your fucking TV so you can watch ESPN, probably in another language. I was so angry.
Is that how you really feel, Frank?
That's the light version of how I feel. The Thomas Jane Punisher was also garbage. I know. No, look, we can peaceably discuss this, sure. But it was trash. So, I loved this movie. Was so bad. I loved seeing his family get killed. I would rewind it, just be like, "You deserve this. You deserve to." I mean, even John Travolta was bad in that movie.
Oh yeah, he was terrible.
Everybody. See, the thing is, Thomas Jane as a singular entity was not bad. The writing was just terrible.
Yeah.
They tried to pull their punches with the Punisher, which you can't do.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You can't do that with a character like the Punisher. I'm looking at you, Deadpool. So, I mean, that's a perfect example of that. You need to take a character who's obviously intended to be rated R and make it fucking rated R.
Yeah.
The Ray Stevenson Warzone Punisher is a perfect example because he is the Punisher. To me, that's the quintessential Punisher movie. Sure. It's violent. It's direct. He gives no shits. He gives no quarter. And it was wonderful. Thomas Jane was a decent actor that did a decent job for the role in the confines that he was allowed to be in, where blood spray was supposed to be kept to a minimum, and it just made it shitty. And you can tell that John Travolta was phoning that shit in. He was just like, I mean, even at the end, he's like, "Oh no, I'm being dragged by the car, and I'm on fire. I'll just die or whatever."
I'm with you.
All right. He's just like, I mean, they're dragging him, that car's dragging him, and the stupid explosion.
That was really corny.
I mean, when those explosions started going off and Thomas Jane's walking away from, because apparently badasses don't look at explosions, they prefer their shrapnel deep in the back. The explosions are going off left and right almost. It's like, it looked like the entrance for a wrestler versus the exit for a movie. Yeah. But as the thing's dragging John Travolta, if you look really close, if you really zoom in, as it's dragging him away, you can see him signing his check. It was bad.
Oh man,
it was just, I don't know. Okay, so I guess that's the two. Did Marvel made that, didn't they? I mean, that was a genuine Marvel movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
So that's their two. I mean, but they made a ton of movies now. They've made a ton of movies, and they've had two bad ones, two really bad ones. I mean, the second the second Iron Man wasn't really. I mean, it was pushing it. I mean, it was not. It was. I mean, look, Mickey Rourke is terrible. When he played the wrestler, when he was in the wrestler, and he played that washed up wrestler that was all fucked up on drugs, that was perfect role for him.
Oh yeah, that was beautiful.
That was basically Mickey Rourke anyway.
Yeah, I love that movie.
I mean, honorable mentions to Sin City.
Okay.
But man, I mean, so that's the two. So Marvel has their two for me: Iron Man 3 and the Punisher. Absolute deep dark sewage water, and then you've got DC, which technically made the Batman trilogy. I say technically because I don't feel like they really had a hand in doing anything.
That was all
DC.
Nolan.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't think. I mean, like when you write it, you produce it, and you direct it, you basically grabbed that shit by the bootstraps and said, "No, the world needs another Batman movie," and they're totally right. And they're like, "Ugh, we'll make this great," and then you did, and then he's not going to do it anymore, and then you get a tripe like Batman v Superman with the fat bat logo.
I hate that one.
The bat logo that looks like it's just tired.
All right. We're going to wrap it up. Thanks for listening. If you like what you heard, please let us know. Follow us on Twitter. Tweet us. I'm not a really big Twitter guy, but I'm picking it up. So let us know what you think.
I scope out the Twitters, and if you want to, we're going to put this on YouTube, and if you want to leave comments below, let us know what you think.
Or visit us on www.dastardlygentleman.com. And, like us on Facebook, all that shit. And tune in next time.
Thank you. We love you.
Bye.
Bye.